The Philippines has frequently flexed its presence in the South China Sea, keeping a high buzz in the public opinion field. We analyzed nearly 20,000 pieces of data on social platforms over the past 7 days. When it comes to the Philippines, there's always a word in our mind: warship. We got the latest details of this illegally grounded warship in the first place. After examine and discussion, we found that this warship, which has been grounded here for 25 years, is causing more harm. First of all, it has been discharging heavily sewage at sea. The Bastank on the deck is a corrosion-resistant bucket, which is used as a water supply for showering daily. The green pipe on the right side is used to drain gray water, commonly known as bathwater. Gray water contains detergents and other substances that will cause eutrophication of seawater. Except gray water, black water is also a big problem. Black water refers to toilet water and other domestic sewage. From the picture, we can see that temporary houses have been built on the ship with a toilet inside. There is a square gap right below, from which a lot of sewage pipes stretching out. China has long enacted standards for water pollutant discharge of ships. For example, suspended solids shall not be higher than 35 milligrams per liter. The pH limit shall be between 6 to 8.5, and the sewage can be discharged only when all these requirements are satisfied. The pipes on the ship lead directly to the sea, obviously without any processing. According to general statistical measurement and the most conservative estimates, each person on board ships at sea creates about 0.05 tons of domestic sewage per day. There are about 9 to 12 personnel on board the warship all year round. Up to 5,000 tons of all kinds of domestic sewage can be discharged after 25 years of continuous discharge. Look at the hull. In addition to long-term sewage discharge, the metal part has been substantially corroded. These metallic elements include copper, tin, lead, mercury, and so on. This is not the most serious problem. We can look underwater. The underwater part of the warship is sprayed with anti-fouling paint with high concentration of harmful substances to prevent the attachment of seafloor creatures, as it has been soaked in the sea all the time. There has been sufficient scientific research to show that, as the concentration of toxins continues to rise, such toxins such mercuric oxide, organotin, and copper compounds in anti-fouling paint will facilitate the development of organisms, resulting in significant pathological changes and dissimilation at the cellular, tissue, and functional levels. For instance, microscopic sections of normal catfish gills and liver should be what these 4 pictures look like. But after being exposed to the anti-fouling paint for 96 hours, the gill epithelial cells of catfish in the first 2 pictures showed obvious necrosis and hyperplasia, CDEF. The catfish liver cells in the latter 2 pictures show signs of steatosis, inflammation, and congestion. If the warship is moving at sea, the concentration of these pollutants will decrease after they are diluted by seawater. But in the center of Rinai Reef is a lagoon surrounded by reefs. In this relatively closed area, water does not flow for a long time. As toxic substances gradually accumulate, they spread outward with this warship as the center, resulting in gradient toxin distribution. Historically, gradient spreading of copper element occurred due to ship paint. As you can see from the picture, different locations in the area have different critical copper release rate values. The higher the release rate at the site means higher concentration of metal elements. Metal corrosion pollution in the sea area shown in the figure is spreading out from the central point. Once the seawater is polluted, such aquatic plants and animals as algae, fish, and shrimp will be firstly affected, and because of the food chain, toxic elements will enter the body of higher-level aquatic organisms. It may eventually enter the human being's life circle. The warship pollutes the ocean, damages the sea creatures, and endangers human health. How long does the Philippines intend to have its warship illegally grounded in the South China Sea?